So this video should help you with dividing fractions and dividing mixed numbers. Hopefully you have some paper out. If not, pause the video. You're going to need to take some notes to bring to your teacher tomorrow. First thing that we need to talk about is what this big ugly word is right here. Reciprocal is how you pronounce it. Before you can divide fractions and mixed numbers, you need to be able to know what a reciprocal is of a number. So, for example, if I have the number 8 and I ask you to find the reciprocal of that, reciprocal actually means if you take a fraction like 2/3 and you basically flip-flop the bottom and the top. So the reciprocal of 2/3 would be 3 halves. So again, you just take it and you kind of just flip it right upside down. So if you have an 8 over here, back to this guy, what's the reciprocal of 8? It's not a fraction right now, but you can easily turn it into a fraction by putting a 1 in the denominator, because 8 divided by 1 is still equal to 8. So the reciprocal of 8 over 1 would be 1 over 8. Let's try 5/8. What's the reciprocal of 5/8? You should have gotten 8/5. If you have 23/5, what's the reciprocal? You should have on your paper 5/23. And let's try one that actually would be a mixed number to start with. Let's do 5 4/9. If you're ever asked to find the reciprocal of this, you actually do need to change it into an improper fraction. You don't just change the 4 and the 9 around. You would need to first do 9 times 5 is 45, plus the 4 is 49. My brain's a little slow right now. So once you rewrite it to equal that, then you can find the reciprocal. So the reciprocal would be 9/49. Okay, so now that you know the reciprocal, we can actually get into being able to divide fractions. So here's your first problem. Write it down. You are also going to need to write down this little rule right here. You have to remember that. So pause the video, take some time, write the problem down, write the rule, make sure you have your paper labeled at the top. Once you're all done with that, come back and we'll solve this problem. Alright, so 4/9 divided by 23. When you're dividing, the biggest thing you need to do, you keep the first fraction exactly the same, and you're going to want to rewrite the problems. Don't try to do this by just crossing numbers out over here, what we're about to do. Always rewrite the problem. You'll make so many less mistakes that way. So we have our first fraction written over here. Next, we need to multiply by the reciprocal. So what that means, your division changes into multiplication, and you change the second fraction to its reciprocal. In this case, the reciprocal of 2/3 is 3 halves. So that's the biggest part that you have to do when you divide. Now, this part should be easy, but you already know how to multiply fractions. Remember that fantastic song you love to sing? Feel like if you need to, get up and dance and sing if that helps. Cross simplify, that's what I call it. Makes it so much easier. 9 and 3, a common factor would be 3. So you divide both by 3, that's 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So you multiply the tops to get 2. Multiply the bottoms and you get 3. It already is in lowest term, so that would be my final answer to this division problem over here, 2/3. Alright, write this one down. We're going to try it. First thing that you need to do is you need to make this whole number 3 into a fraction. And to do that, you can just easily put it over 1. It equals the same thing. And then, remember, you keep the first fraction the same. And then you want to multiply by the reciprocal. So in this case, you take the 1 and the 5, you flip them around, and now you have 5 over 1. And then you multiply the tops to get 15. Multiply the bottoms to get 1. 15 over 1 is the same as 15 divided by 1, which is 15. That's my final answer. Next one to write down. See if you can probably think about this one in your head, and then go ahead and do it. When you're done, unpause the video to see if you did it right. So first fraction stays the same. Instead of dividing, you want to multiply. And the reciprocal of 3/7 is 7/3. You could just multiply the tops and get 21 over 21. Another thing you could do is cross simplify if you wanted to cross those out. Obviously 3 goes into both. Cross those out, 7 goes into both, and you get 1 over 1. Either way, you should know that your final answer should equal 1. This one you have a mixed number in it, so there's an extra step that you have to do before you multiply by its reciprocal. You still want to keep, the half there, but with this, you need to change it into an improper fraction before you find its reciprocal. So the improper fraction of this would be 3/2. Now you are able to multiply by this reciprocal right here, which would be 2/3. Now I'm going to let you know right now the most common mistake that I see kids make. They are so used to just multiplying right away by the reciprocal that often when they're doing this step right here, they just automatically know that they're supposed to multiply. They change that into an improper fraction and then they just multiply it out. Be careful. Don't do that. If you see a mixed number like this, I just erased it. Oops. If you see a mixed number like this, just think you have to do it in 2 steps. So here's step 1, here's step 2. So back to, there's a very big dot. Okay, back to this problem. I noticed I could cross simplify the 2's, divide them both by 2, and then multiply the top and the bottom. It is in lowest terms, so there's my final answer. So here's another one like that. So first step, get rid of these so you can have improper fractions. So 3 2/3 is really the same as 11/3 divided by 6/7. And now, again, you just keep the first fraction the same. Instead of dividing, you want to multiply, and now the reciprocal would be 7/6. For this one, I am trying to cross simplify, but when you look, there's not a common factor of 11 and 6, and there's no common factor of 7 and 3 besides 1. So then we just multiply the top and the bottom. And you might have to do just a little bit of division over here on the side. So how many times does 18 go into 77? I got 4, and I got that to be 72. So when you subtract, you have a remainder of 4. So my final answer is 4 is my whole number, and my remainder is 5, so I know that's the numerator, and I still have the same denominator of 18 here. And I look and it's simplified, so there's my final answer. So those are the 5 example problems. Now you're going to go on to this fun spot, Moodle, to do your own problems and submit them. If you get them wrong, try them again. Maybe you made a silly mistake and submit them again. If you're getting them wrong the second time, just bring them to class and we'll figure out where your mistakes are. All right, good luck. Have a good day.